Alright, and should start getting sound here shortly. Just gonna check and see that everything's gonna get set up here, and we should be good to go. Stream actually started up pretty quickly, so I'm happy about that. Hopefully the balancing is fine on this. I had to mess around with my audio settings a little bit, so I tried to get my voice to go above the loudness of the music, and luckily this is a game where I can kind of test that right from the get-go, so hopefully everything's already set up. Alright, I think I've got all my notification stuff going as well, so here we go. So I always go a little bit different on this game. I always go for Snake Man first, and what the fuck is up with this resolution? See if I can fix that. Let's see, there we go. There we go. I had to reinstall this, so like it didn't have it saved to where I was actually using full screen or not, so... Man, I'm just gonna get hit by every bullet. Is that what kind of challenge this is gonna be today? I haven't played this in a good long while, so I am very much out of practice. Shouldn't be too hard to get back into it. So Mega Man 3 was very much one of my favorite ones growing up. Kind of have a little bit of a special spot for 6, but 3 is pretty much my second favorite of the entire series. It introduced a lot of the cool mechanics. It had its own little quirks as well, but personally my favorite thing about it is just the Robot Master selection, as well as just like the challenge involved with it. It's definitely one of the mashier of the Mega Man games. This was right before they introduced a charge shot. So pretty much everything in this game was a fairly high health window, while at the same time having to be like enough to where you could take it down without the without a charge shot easier. So it does take a little bit of time to kill some enemies and stuff like that, but you know, it's nothing too bad. Those guys, you can slide underneath their pole vaults whenever they are on their second frame of animation right before they attack. I've messed that up most of the way through there, but we caught on near the end. These platforms have a tendency to knock you off of them. And that's pretty much like the biggest part about this level. I started out with Snake Man first. Technically you could start out with Top Man first, but his weapon is kind of lame, and this is the game that kind of introduced kind of a couple of different paths that you could take, so I try to take advantage of that to where possible, but honestly, in a casual play it really doesn't do too much. Oh god. And of course, there's one down. Let's hope that's going to be the last one. Okay, it didn't start back too far. I just got a little bit greedy and thought I could damage boost off of that and just kind of hang out, but he caught me before I could turn around. I guess that does lead into the next part of this, though. Of the Mega Man games, this is actually one of the ones that leans on the harder side of things. Not as hard as Mega Man 1 or 2, not as easy as Mega Man 4, 5, or 6. Of course, calling Mega Man 5 a difficult game to begin with is its own little story. It has been a while since I have streamed, so I am very much out of practice just in kind of commentating on this in general, much less on this game that I haven't played in a long time, so hopefully this won't turn into a train wreck. Alright, we're good now. The hardest part I've always had about doing this boss is he actually is not the one that you're supposed to start on. So he only takes 1 damage from a pellet, and then he also he doesn't have a really hard pattern to deal with, he just has a really hard pattern to get into. So he basically runs back and forth and he'll jump up on that platform, and you have like pretty much where he runs back towards the platform to jump over him. From that point, he kind of mixes it up randomly. He'll throw the snakes at a random point. I don't know if there's like some way to predict it or not, but he does throw those kind of at a certain point, so you can't always jump until like you're pretty much sure where he's going to throw the snakes at. It's really only an issue whenever you're trying to get into the rotation, because once you get up on that platform, that pretty much is how you dominate the battlefield on that, so... if he dropped that just like a pixel further, I could have gotten away with jumping over it. So, this was the game that actually kind of got me into, like, really mashing on keys. Like, this was the one that really kind of, like, I wouldn't say it forces you to, like, the game isn't so restrictive that you absolutely cannot beat it without, like, spamming, but it makes a lot of these enemies so much less just difficult to deal with. I almost unintentionally glitched there. You can cancel yourself out of a slide, and whenever you go through that cutscene, you basically get a moment of freedom to where you can kind of get that slide in there, so... You know what's a good thing to have in what is basically the glorified ice level of the game? Tadpoles. That section right there is another example of why this is considered such a spammy game in terms of firing the buster. There's a lot of spots like that where they just expect you to just absolutely just mash to get through areas. I don't know why, but like whenever I am jumping and mashing, I'm so much faster at getting those out. I can kind of do it on the ground, but like I feel like whenever I'm in the air, like I just have like a little bit more control over it. Now here comes some really scary fish. Oh wait, never mind. I always mistake these fish for being like a different mechanic. This whole entire section is just all about like getting a rhythm going, which I think like the same thing can pretty much be said of like almost every kind of Mega Man game out there, but like this little section right here is just such a great example of those mosquitoes. They come at a set interval, and what you're trying to do is time it so that the missiles are coming out of the giant fish in such a way that you can pretty much jump off of the platform as those are getting hit, and then jumping in such a way that the mosquitoes pretty much fly down and will they will stop whenever they're on the same horizontal plane as you. So you're pretty much trying to do that. Oh man, we glitched this guy the fuck out. So he's supposed to, after he stops splitting, he's supposed to go into a different pattern where he actually fires his weapon, but he just decided to keep running in circles. Gemini Man is a really fun fight. I really like it a lot. I wish that his laser were more powerful in this game, but like they give you a really low ammo counter for it. I don't blame them, because it is still within its own right a powerful weapon, but I just like using it, but it's not a great weapon in this game. These guys coming up right here? gotta kill them before they roll. This guy's gonna get it off. And what makes that extra fun to deal with is they also shoot spikes that you can hit. Those guys take 3 hits to kill, and I was pretty much taking them down with 1 jump. That's kind of what I was getting at with earlier about the jumping part of that. Let's see, this is our 3rd Robot Master? Yeah, that's right. The only reason I make any deal about getting him is because I'm going to grab that, and that saves me a lot of time trying to deal with him while I'm grabbing the ladder and stuff. I just kind of missed a little bit there in my target, so I just decided to just go with it. Should have just stayed with it, honestly, damn. Needleman, it's not a super tough fight. His biggest thing to look out for is he does jump into the air and do that. And whenever you fire the laser, the one unfortunate thing about the laser is whenever it is on the screen, it decides it wants to stay on the screen. So what that pretty much turns into with Needleman is a fight of can you hit lasers at the right time. Needleman's weapon is not really extremely amazing. On things that are weak against it, it is fucking powerful, but against any normal enemy, its only advantage is if you're not very good at mashing buttons, then you can use that to kind of, you know, counteract that a little bit. This game actually introduced basically like a multi-layered weakness chain. I don't know if there's a lot of other games in the series that have done something similar, but the one kind of fallout of that is I basically have to go and fight, you know, like this guy with just the Buster again, because Needleman's weakness weapon, like the next person up for him was Snake Man, and we took him out at the beginning. Honestly, this is actually supposed to be the first guy that you start on. And honestly, I think his level does a pretty good job of kind of setting you up for what kind of stuff is coming up in this. It kind of establishes a lot of rules. It, you know, kind of shows you like mini bosses. It gives you some slight platforming challenges, nothing too terribly crazy. It gives you an idea that you're going to be moving horizontally and vertically through a level. I wouldn't say it's the best like tutorial level or anything like that. And it also kind of establishes that you're going to be spamming the Buster a lot. Someday I'll actually learn this game to the point to where I can actually like get the correct weapons and just, you know, kill them instantly, but this is like my most Buster heavy game. Like in all the other games, like I will at least like try to use some of the weapons, like, you know, for more than just boss weaknesses. And, you know, like a lot of the other games kind of start implementing kind of more function over just, you know, kind of regular weapon usage. And that's pretty great. But unfortunately with this one, you know, like a lot of your weapons are really just, you know, run-of-the-mill weapons. He sends his tops on a random he sends them up, and then like they come down after a set period of time. So you just pretty much slide and you'll avoid them. They lock onto the position that you were at whenever they were there. And then after that, he spins for an indeterminate amount of time. I don't know if there is a timer on it or what, but it's a lot like in Mega Man 2, there's a boss similar called Heat Man, and he pretty much goes invincible, and then he'll charge at you whenever that happens. Alright, we could go for Shadow Man, because we have his weakness, but we're gonna go for the most difficult boss in the game, Hard Man. I would love to just spend my entire time like hyping this guy up to be like the most intense fight ever, but honestly, he's actually one of the easier ones in the game. So those bees up at the top, they will drop those shells, and those shells contain smaller bees that are really annoying. To deal with that, I have just basically just been jumping to avoid them, or like, you know, sliding backwards. And that makes sure that they are despawned. Let me just race away from the monkey there. If you just keep holding up, you will always make it through there in time. Go. Alright, so now we get to despawn bees and also deal with bear traps. Fortunately, they just put one in that section. Oh, this is the first time that we've actually fought Proto Man. Proto Man would be a much more difficult fight if you just couldn't stand behind him and shoot him the whole time. He has no invulnerability frames, just like standard enemies. So however much damage he takes from that, you can just, you know, just get a shit ton of bullets into him and it's no problem. So this guy is so difficult that in my current condition, I can do this right here, and as long as I don't get hit by that attack, I will out DPS him basically. I took a little bit of contact damage because I ran into him, which means that the fight's getting more intense. I might run the risk of losing. Oh no, it's getting pretty... Oh man, that was scary. I almost thought that I was going to have to change up my strategy. He's not that bad of a boss fight. Like, the most difficult part about him is actually dodging the fists, and honestly, as you kind of saw, like, it's just easier just to soak the damage from it and just not even worry about it than actually fight him. So a lot of times, like, you'll just kind of go through and do that, and that's kind of the end of it. Alright, now we'll go grab Shadow Man. Extremely cool Robot Master in all of the series and kind of all of the, like, kind of literature and stuff like that that's out here for this game, but not exactly cool in this game, in my opinion. And now we have our second battle with him where we have flat land. I don't feel like that's how an epic battle with your brother should go. Can't see the ground, it's spooky. It's not a problem in this level because this, like, they honestly just introduced the concept in this level. In the revisit of this level, that is actually horrifying. parachute guys, if you try to jump too quickly, they have extremely massive hitboxes. They will just absolutely destroy you. Fortunately, they're kind of the opposite of the enemies that come from the bottom of the screen in that you can kind of get them to jump down early by half jumping, like just half commit, and then you can kind of get them baited out of that. So the fun thing about Topspin is it does a certain amount of damage, and it takes damage each frame that it hits the enemy. Another fun thing about Topspin is that it also consumes weapon energy each frame that it hits the enemy, whether or not they actually take the damage or not. So hitting that and then getting inside of Shadow Man will eat a ton of ammo because he just goes invulnerable after the first hit. We call that great design. I honestly see what they were trying to do with the top spin, and I do respect that, but I feel like they could have made it just a little bit better. Ah, damn it. If you time that, like, perfectly, you can actually get through that before the thing goes off, the electric shock. But like the timing on it is just so ridiculously precise. Just about ate my words there, but I was about to say that first one is honestly not a problem at all. The good thing about getting rapid fire in this game is this is honestly also one of the laggier games in the series. So whenever you start getting shots on the screen, you can kind of get the other ones out a little bit easier because you're, because you're causing more sprite lag. So this second set of these is absolute goddamn bullshit. But fortunately, we have the most broken tool in the game. Rush Jet is a staple, especially like in the later series. The problem is in this one, they decided to make it to where you don't consume energy whenever you are using him, but not on him. It's like if you're not standing on him while he's following you around, he will not consume energy. Of course, now he's gonna throw a giant ball. Got a little bit concerned there. He usually throws that a little bit sooner so that I can just kind of spam it at him. Unfortunately, he had my number that time. If he hits you with the giant spark ball that he shoots, it actually does a ton of damage, which is very ironic because this guy does like no damage with his actual weapon whenever you use it. It only stuns enemies, except for Megaman, who is weak against it. I think Megaman was the first boss, like whenever I was growing up, he was the first boss that I learned that these bosses all have like a pattern that they follow. I love that those magnets show up there, but they never have any other presence. A lot of ROM hackers use those to a lot better effect. Missile just couldn't make it. What good would a magnet level be without magnets? What good would a magnet level be without shitty Yoku blocks? So normally this would consume a lot of energy with the Rush Jet, and I would not be able to make it all the way through here with as much ammo left over for that. But Rush Jet is broken. So what Magnet Man will do is he will jump twice. The first one's a small jump, the second one's a larger jump, and then he will either shoot magnets or he will magnetize himself. So pretty much what you do is you stand directly under him. Whenever you stand directly under him, he is unable to hit you, except whenever he does contact damage because you're an idiot. I guess I can redact that and say he doesn't damage you with his missiles. I'm just gonna play it a little bit safe here for the final part of this. There we go. I think in some of my previous videos I've done that a little bit more gracefully. It's okay. Every once in a while you gotta take it down to the wire. I had a running joke with another friend of mine who watched me stream a lot of these. It's not a Mega Man run until you have a clutch victory, and that I'll call that a clutch victory because if I was just a little bit more stupid, that would have done me in. So here's the part where the run gets interesting, because now I don't know exactly what the weaknesses are for the Dock Robots. I mean, the good news is I can easily experiment and find out, but it just means that I'm going to be taking a little bit of extra damage, and these guys actually do like a healthy amount of damage per hit. Every once in a while, I'll hit the jump button on one of the little frames in this game that lags, and then I'll miss a jump input, and that is what happened there. Of course, you see, that would mean something if I didn't just suck and take damage in general. That seems like it's worth getting. Thanks, Rush. Oh, I'm not going to be able to get to that in time. Oops. Oh well. There is a very complex way to get to that, and usually it's not worth it. So it doesn't bother me to just kind of deal with it and go through. Alright, so now that we've beaten the 8 Robot Masters, this is kind of what becomes like the Wily Castles in this game, sort of, kind of. It's the Dock Robots. I believe he is Needle. Yep, that is correct. So the big threat about Flashman in Mega Man 2 is contact damage does a lot, as you can kind of easily see with what he did to me. And the big issue is that Flashman is a little bit faster than that. Not an issue with those guys, though, because that Dock Robot in particular is not very fast. Introducing the Rush Marine. This is a great vehicle. It has a lot of uses. That was Rush Marine. Thank you. was hoping one of those would drop health. I probably could have made it. I didn't want to chance it and take the death, so we'll just deal with it. Say I don't mind taking a death, but I would very much like to make it to the second Robot Master first. Okay, I remember this guy's weakness. Let's see if he doesn't kill me with his first shot, though. Yeah, that's fine. I'd rather just, you know, get out of there and get back into the fight than get like almost through with him and then mess up the pattern. It shouldn't take me but like one jump towards me to take him down, but it just kind of depends on how everything goes. Yeah, that would have been a not fun fight to have dealt with. I think he has a second weakness that might do more, but honestly, like, that's just like the easiest way to deal with that for me anyway. I'm trying to get the ones that I know like the shittiest Robot Masters are, and by shittiest I mean most difficult. Nice! How many lives do I have left? Alright, we're good. Not with Search Snake. Get the fuck out of here, please. There we go. It helps if I actually jump onto the platform. I'll take damage from the retractable penetrators over just dying outright. Oops. Whew. I think it would have just taken me down to the other area, but rather not take any chances on that. Let's see, I believe this is Crashman? Airman. Yay. Pretty sure his is Spark Shock. That amazing weapon. Yep, that is it. Well, shit. I'm glad I got that one up. Unfortunately, he is the halfway mark. Too quick there. How to use the Rush Jet anyway, so... I honestly don't know how I didn't take damage to that spike section, by the way. I'm trying not to use way too much Rush Jet, because I do need to have enough of it to make it through the next section. But I'm not way too worried about it. Alright, we're gonna do this, but less dumb this time. Or we're just gonna run into him. Okay, we're gonna do it more dumb this time. So I can't stay back there with him, I've gotta go in front of him whenever he does that. It is really hot here today, so god, like... I'm trying to actually get through this a little bit faster than I probably should be trying to do, because it is just so, like... it is just horrible today. I do not like hot weather. Probably should have just honestly have bounced up on that, so... This time, if we take over, like, 50% damage, we're gonna use an E-tank, because... honestly, like, I shouldn't need to use any later on. Or if I do, I should have some later on. Just for giggles, I'm gonna try to use Search Snake. I know Search Snake is the next boss that I fight, which I'm pretty sure is Quickman in this level. Nope. It is definitely just Spark. So let's just go ahead and just chug one of those down. There we go. Airman's more difficult in this game than he is in actual, in Megaman 2. That's not Rush Jet. Get that shit out of here. There we go. I pretty much hate any of these sections that have to do with the Rush Jet. Just mostly because it's just really just a chore to have to deal with this one in particular, because it's just such a long section, and if you fail it, then it's just really annoying. Fortunately, we are through it. And we are introduced to the most powerful boss in the game. That was the most powerful boss in the game. He just fucked off into space. Oh man, he's actually gonna get a shot off. I messed up my mashing on that one really bad. Alright, let's see who we're dealing with now. Crashman. Crashman, Crashman, Crashman. What is his weakness? It's not top spin. It is the hard knuckle. Anything that has a weakness to hard knuckle is going to be a really quick fight, because hard knuckle does a bunch of damage, but its weakness is that it has a long startup time, it has a very slow traveling speed, and you can barely angle it to go anywhere. Honestly, like, I think it's really well balanced just because of the fact that, you know, like, it does damage to kind of complement the additional bullshit that goes with it. I should probably just go ahead and kill myself here and get a game over so that I can get that out of the way, but let's try to get through this and then we'll do that. Who knows, we might get lucky and get a 1-up from one of these guys. Although this isn't Mega Man 5, so the chances of that happening are a lot lower. If you've ever watched me play Mega Man 5, or honestly, if you've ever watched anyone play Mega Man 5, you'll know that a common trope of that game is it absolutely loves giving you 1-ups. Rush Jet is the real MVP. I have no clue which Robot Master this is gonna be. Woodman. Woodman in the original game was a painful boss to deal with because he constantly did the same exact pattern as that guy did, except the one comforting grace of it is that you actually had more room to deal with him. Fuck that section in particular. You know what sucks in most Mega Man games? Contact damage. You know what sucks in Mega Man games in particular? Weapons that put you to a point to where you have to get close for contact damage. Can you guess what this fight is? I do not want to game over here. It's only 4 hits that you have to get on him, but god damn. He-Man honestly was not a terrible fight either, it's just all about with him knowing when to kind of get around his shit. Both for the sake of lengthening this video out a little bit, as well as just kind of saving myself a little bit of heartbreak, I think I'm just going to take a game over up here. Because this is a really... This is my favorite of the Doc Robot levels, but it's also one of the scarier sets of Robot Masters, so we're just going to go ahead and just get our game over, get our lives back. It was going to happen, especially since I haven't played this in ages. This has never been a Mega Man game that I really try to speedrun anyway. That being said, I still get through it decently fast, but I've just always preferred to just play this one kind of at my own pace, which is still fast, just not speedrun fast. Oh god. Oh god, that was scary. If you pay really close attention to those, you can actually see which direction they're going. Pretty sure this one is going to be not Quick Man, Metal Man, there we go. And his weakness is the laser? Not the laser. Is it the hard punch? This guy also shares Metal Man's AI, although he has the added frustration of his weakness is the hard punch. I'm pretty sure he has a secondary one on there as well, but unfortunately, it's really hard to kind of fill that out in that moment, but, you know, we made it through. That's all that matters. So one of the biggest reasons that I decided to do this level last is not even because of the bosses, although the bosses is a part of it. It is because of the section that I am rapidly approaching, assuming I don't die first. Not this section. This section's fine. Wait, what? Never mind, I'm just a complete idiot. Apparently, I already made it through that section. Please turn around. Oh, jeez. I will honestly... oh god. I will honestly take getting hit by the boomerangs over getting hit by him, because his contact damage is... I don't know if it's any worse than all the others, but he shares the quick man trope in that he is just ridiculously fast. Definitely not Proto Man. Definitely not the most difficult boss in the game at all. Oh, there was actually a story to this game, by the way. There's a Wily typo. After Mega Man 2's extremely ear-screeching capsule sound, they decided to give our ears a little bit of a break. So now we just get 4 Wily stages. Once again, we're not speedrun boys here, so we are going to take all the extra lives that we can get. Especially whenever they're just handed out like candy. So the fun part about this level is they bring in the Iceman penguins for some reason, but the fun part about this level is that the screen doesn't actually scroll with you whenever you kind of first get in there. So if you are trying to go through that just brute force, then you just absolutely get destroyed by the fact that you can't see anything that's coming. In typical Wily stage fashion, you don't get your energy back. They didn't actually do that with weapons until like the Mega Man X series. I was trying to be crafty and jump over him. That was a hard puzzle. Now the fun thing is, I don't remember what... okay, I remember this now. A lot of these bosses I'm not going to remember until I actually get up there in it. So all we're dealing with here is just a bunch of turtle boys. These first few aren't too horrible. That one's the scary one. he's also the last one. Those things are annoying, but they're not a problem. I don't know what the timing is on that jump, but not a fun one. And this is what happens if you let the bee guys get out. This is your life now. Just bees everywhere. Do you like bees? I would like more bees, please. Whatever. Hopefully we won't need any more than that. The iconic Yellow Devil. We need to look for the bottom two in order to not get hit. You know what's great? Having a boss that is weak against a weapon that has a slow attack power. You know what's even better than having a weapon that's weak against this thing with a slow attack power? Having his vulnerability section not last very long. We get him? Ah, damn it. Okay, I had to concentrate a little bit there because Yellow Devil is the suck. That is a proven fact. He's not as bad in this one as he is in the original or even in Megaman X5. Still not fun to deal with, though. That is not the Shadow Blade. My favorite music in the game. Called Wily Stage 2, despite the fact that it doesn't show up until you get to the third stage for some reason. If I would have got one more shot off on him, I would have killed him before he even landed that second time. It's like Frogger, but with Mega Man. It's also ridiculously easy. Okay, we're actually gonna... Don't need Hard Man's weapon that much more, but I would like to have it filled up if possible. Okay, so I need to get to the very top because that is where he is going to spawn. He always spawns at the very top when I'm not 100% certain, but I feel like I've heard somewhere that that is how this boss works. So pretty much just getting up there and just dropping a fuck ton of snakes is the best way to deal with him. Those guys are the most annoying enemy in the game because they only show up here, and for some odd reason, they have the aim of a god. I could just back completely off and be fine, but honestly, like, who wants to do that? Not me, that's for sure. So last time I fired the needle in the, or the Gemini laser in the air because I thought he was going to kind of jump late and hang up there for a while. This time I fired it on the ground because I figured he was going to mid-jump. We're actually going to use your weapon this time. A little bit of intentional damage there. I didn't realize he was going to do it twice in a row, but it kind of worked out. So that's a little bit closer to how that boss fight was supposed to look. We'll actually use your weapon as well, buddy. Top Man is weak against the Hard Fist, which makes him the easiest boss in the game. So it's honestly kind of helpful to get hit by him with the top spin, just because of the fact that it makes it easier to get knocked out of the animation. And that's what I was talking about earlier. Like, that's usually around the time that he actually, like, shoots that. Is, like, before he makes it all the way back. If I remember correctly, this is one that just ends right here. Go to the second last boss. Those are the two weapons I care about. Shit. Oh well. We won't need it. So the real weapon that you're supposed to use for this is supposed to be using the, I think the Shadow Blade is supposed to be like really useful against it, but once again the Hard Punch is, he actually is weak against the Hard Punch in this one, and it's just so powerful. So it's really easy just to kind of stand back and just soak it through that. So this is the final room of the game, and at this point, like, you start out here and you're always at full health because you are always going into this, kind of from the beginning of the level, which is right here. And and this game decides to give you, up there in the top you can see it, it gives you a health pickup. It actually gave 2, but I picked 1 up already. So I've always found that kind of humorous. Alright, here we are, the grand finale. Now the real fight starts. How will I ever get around this? And that's it. That is the game. It has been a while since I have played one of these, and it definitely shows. Where's Dr. Wily with an E? It's too late. Oh, by the way, it was Dr. Wily all along. I don't know if you knew that. I don't know if you've ever played a Mega Man game or not, but that is the state of the world here. It is his fault. Oh, and also Proto Man's your brother. Spoilers. I was thinking about doing another Mega Man marathon in kind of anticipation of Mega Man Legacy Collection 2 coming out soon. I will definitely be picking that up. I can't promise that I'm going to be able to blitz through all of those games like I did the others, but you bet your ass I am going to stream them. I am just going to absolutely suck at them, so that's something to look forward to in the future. I'm actually really excited about that one because it has Mega Man 7, which I like that game. Like, it's really weird and quirky, but honestly, like, it's really great. I like it myself. I think that it's interesting enough. There's one section of it that I despise, and the final boss is a little bit of an annoyance. And then it also has Mega Man 8, which I haven't played enough of, and that's going to be the one I'm going to struggle the most on because of the fact that I don't know any of the weaknesses really. I don't know the levels really. I don't know the anything really. And there was one other game that was supposed to be on that collection, and I cannot think of it right now, but I am super excited to just delve into that, so absolutely look forward to that whenever it comes out. I believe August 4th. If not August 4th, it's sometime soon after that. I probably won't have time into streaming it immediately, but I'll definitely try to, like, over the course of the weekend that comes out, try to have that stream up and running over, like, a Saturday or something. Part of it also depends on how hot it is here, because even right now, like, I am melting. With that, I'm going to go ahead and close up the stream because I need to go splash water on myself before I go into a frothing rage. You guys have a good one, and thanks for tuning in. And it's going to abruptly cut out the sound here because in order to stop my stream, I have to window out of the game, which is going to pause it, so don't be surprised whenever that happens. Alright, see ya.